Have you ever felt like God led you somewhere, only for that place to start looking like a trap? Like you followed him in faith and now you're boxed in, cornered by circumstances, backed up against a wall of impossibility? And if this is stirring something inside of you, would you help us get this word to someone else who's there right now? Every comment you leave and every like you drop helps bring this message into another soul's wilderness. Someone needs to hear this today. God's setup always leads to his glory. In Exodus 14, God gives Moses what seems like strange instructions. Not march forward, not press on to the promised land, but turn back. Turn back? They had just left slavery. They were just tasting freedom. And now, the GPS from heaven reroutes them backwards. God tells them to set up camp beside the sea, not beside safety, not beside sanctuary, beside the sea, hemmed in by geography, trapped by Pharaoh's army, a sitting target, no weapons, no way out. It looks like a tactical disaster. It feels like poor leadership. It smells like failure. But it was none of those things. It was a setup, because the God who leads you out is the same God who sets the stage. He tells Moses plainly, I will harden Pharaoh's heart and he will pursue them, but I will get glory over Pharaoh and all his army, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord. God wasn't surprised by Pharaoh's pursuit. He planned for it. See, the trap wasn't for Israel. The trap was for Egypt. The Red Sea wasn't an obstacle. It was a weapon, and it wasn't a mistake in the itinerary. It was a divine strategy. Because God wasn't after a quiet escape. He wasn't writing a story where his people slipped out the back door unnoticed. He was after a testimony, a victory so loud, so public, so undeniable that the nations would sing about it for generations, that even their enemies would tremble at the mention of their God. And sometimes that's exactly how he leads you. Not the shortest route, not the safest plan, but the most glorious one, into places where faith feels reckless, where obedience looks foolish, where the only way out is a miracle, and the only name that gets credit is his. You might feel boxed in right now, hunted by old fears, stalked by old habits, trapped by a story that doesn't seem like it could possibly end well. You might be asking, God, why would you lead me here? But what if here is where the sea splits? What if this moment is not your failure, but your exodus? What if the pressure is not proof of abandonment, but the prelude to glory? Because this is who he is. The same God who hardened Pharaoh's heart so he could shatter it. The same God who allowed his people to be trapped so he could prove no trap can stop his purpose. He didn't bring them to the Red Sea to drown them. He brought them there to drown the enemy, to finish a battle they never could have won on their own. And he hasn't brought you this far to strand you now. He hasn't led you into this place to shame you, but to show you and the world just how mighty he is. So if it feels like you're surrounded, take courage, because you are, not by Pharaoh, by purpose, not by chaos, by covenant. The winds are rising, the waters are about to split, and when the dust settles, Egypt will be gone, and God will be glorified. So don't panic, don't retreat, don't question the path just because it feels like a dead end. Dead ends are where resurrection begins. You're not stuck, you're staged, you're not cornered, you're called, and the setup you're standing in, it's about to become your stage for glory.